ain't feeling lonely, and I wanna admit it's time to end the ride. Fading it too slowly, were those gonna lift me up this time? You were the only one who got me tripping up inside. All the words you told me, am I reading something different from your eyes? See you for a moment, even hope that I can feel you. I see you, all that I wanted was to tell you that I need you. I see you for a moment, even hope that I can feel you. I see you, all that I wanted was to tell you that I need you. Now I'm finally right here with you. Now I'm finally right here with you. Your voice is getting nearer, heart is pumping, thoughts are running wild. We got a good thing going, why we gotta feel amplified. Stay till the morning, countless hours spending by your side. You look at me, I'm soaring, seeing all the truth behind your eyes. See you for a moment, even hope that I can feel you. I see you, all that I wanted was to tell you that I need you. I see you for a moment, even hope that I can feel you. I see you, all that I wanted was to tell you that I need you. Now I'm finally right here with you. Now I'm finally right here with you. Your voice is getting nearer, heart is pumping, thoughts are running wild. We got a good thing going, why we gotta feel amplified. Stay till the morning, countless hours spending by your side. You look at me, I'm soaring, seeing all the truth behind your eyes. I ain't feeling lonely, and I wanna admit it's time to end the ride.
Alright, boys. So, as you guys probably know, I'm not going to ruin this pretty box. As you guys know, I'm running a Lancer Evo 5 engine. So, normally it comes with, I think it's pull type. It's a pull type clutch, and this is a push type off a 4G63 Evo 1 to 3 with the 7 bolt, 1G and 2G all-wheel drive 7 bolt. So that's how I'm gonna get the 4G63 Evo 5 to a push type clutch setup. Now I gotta get this machine to 30 millimeters. And to work with the R154, I bought myself a Toyota pickup with a R22 engine, I believe. Yeah, it's R22. I got a solid race disc, 6 puck. So I just gotta get this 30 mil machined. Got the Toyota R22 disc, and then we have the part number MB010 flywheel with new dowel pins, which I don't need. And some nice stickers. We're gonna be repping over ACT. I'm just gonna give you guys a nice shot of that. So, got the nice race disc 6-puck clutch, and then we have the ACT flywheel. Reason why I went with this setup is this will be good for 500 torque, and I will be around 4 to 450 depending what boost I run, so this should be plenty enough to accept the amount of torque I'll be making. Well, I'll be making 400 to 450 wheel horse about, so this will be good. The only thing is I went with the race disc and not the sprung disc. I'm just gonna hope it doesn't break my R154 after a couple clutch kicks, but that is what it is. We'll see what happens. Alright, so EVA 123 trailing arm stock. I'll probably be getting the super flex bushings eventually. I got 4 of these, so that's not really a big deal. Civic toe arm, the lower arm I mean. I have custom camber arms that I made with Joe. This is a Mazda 6 or Ford Fusion rotor to accept my E46 calipers with brand new pads. This is the stock caliper bracket that bolts behind there. And we machined a 240 SX hub to fit inside a EVA 123 bearing, so that just presses in. And then the axle actually has a spacer in the back. Well, actually the hub has a spacer in front and in back just to space it out, and then I had to add another, I think it's 14 mil spacer, and I cut myself, I don't know how, a 14 mil spacer so the axle is actually far enough and not like completely decompressed, and she spins freely, so that's cool. So what I did is I mocked up my caliper bracket with this, and I traced a pattern. So what I did is I'm like, okay, the caliper is going to sit here, I need it to sit here, so I just went on the circle and just boop like this. I don't know if you guys can even see what the fuck I'm doing. Kind of. Anyways, so I basically put the caliper, bolted it, and then I kneaded it down here. So instead of like welding more shit, I just took the caliper bracket and went like, okay, this is where I need it to be, so the circle stays the same, right? So now drew out my 2 new bolt holes. So I have a caliper bracket that's going to be made by Joe. He actually has my template, and yeah. I also added some more shelving in my garage because it was starting to get a little bit jam-packed in here. And we got the JAZ just sitting pretty. The 4G63. Yeah, we're actually going to make a couple of videos with the JAZ soon. A couple of things I need to do soon. Let's make my new fuse box setup for the ECU. I have to paint the interior real quick just so it doesn't rust. Got to redo my seat brackets because I wanted to simplify my life a bit in the wiring department. I just put the stock EVA 123 rack back on, steering column. Anyways, and now I have to modify the little piece that goes in there so the steering rack works again. So yeah, as you guys can see, it is not connected right now. Woo! And I also put the stock EVA 123 engine harness, which I'm not going to be using. The only thing I am going to be using is the connector that goes to the brake fluid to see if my brake fluid is low. So I actually have a warning light for my brake fluid. The wipers, and then the rest is trash. And all I need is to find out what pins in this connector here go to these 2 things here. So I'll just have to unpin everything, or chop it, and run my own wires. And the ECU, this is a stock EVA 123 ECU, what pins I need for my new AM ECU to go into these connectors, or I can just find out which one is ignition switch, ground, and positive, and run that maybe off a switch or something. But yeah, what's left to do on the front here is pretty much, I got my rad. My rad's sitting pretty right now, all in the box. So what's left to do on the front here is I got myself a Earl's power steering line kit, high pressure. So it's going to go from the rack to the power steering pump here. So I'm going to make that myself. I got some control arms that I need to do with Joe. They're going to be 30 to 40 mil longer, adjustable, all spherical bearings. So you're going to get that insane, I'm going to say between 5 to 12 degrees of camber. It is a drift car, so it doesn't really matter. What else? Got to get my intake manifold welded up. The shifter housing extended back 2.5 inches. I gotta fabricate a down pipe, which shouldn't be too hard. Maybe a couple of straight pieces all the way back. I have my eyes set up on an intercooler. I messaged a guy. I'm waiting to see if he's gonna message me back. If not, I'll probably go pick one up at the Jap place. Hopefully I can find. I would love to find a Blitz one, and I'd love to find a Blitz blow-off valve to match my Blitz wheels. I don't know why, I really like Blitz performance, guys. And I have a Blitz Blacklight 60 mil boost gauge, which I've had forever. Used to be my old Evo. Kind of sentimental about it. I'm really happy today. I got my fuel cell all mounted in. I actually ordered like a shit ton of parts. So I have my fuel pump in, filter. Now I gotta get some high pressure line to go all the way back. And yeah, if I could plug the battery on it, and I can get the rear taillights to work, flashers. I had to go get a flasher relay off a Dodge Colt in a scrapyard. So I actually had ordered these fittings here for the, there's also another one that's underneath that you can't see, for my oil cooler. Like 3 months ago, Chinese, China, whatever, paid like $2 for them. They shipped them out, they said everything was cool. Never got it. So messaged them, I'm like, hey, I never got them. 2 weeks later I get them, I'm like, okay, that's the ones they resent me. And then just last week I got another set, so I'm like, okay. So I got those spare, whatever. Got my fitting here for the power steering, -6. To go to my -6 on my rack. Now I forgot to order a M16 by times 1.5 2 hose barb, 1/2 inch. So I'm gonna have to order that online. It's gonna be like a $20 fitting instead of like $3. What else? There's not much. Like honestly, I have like a shit ton of parts. In that box right there, I have like a lot of parts. And then up there I got a bunch of different steering column shit. Got my coilovers, wheels, a whole bunch of shit. My rad is up there, the power steering lines are up there. So yeah, parts are coming along real nice.
Need to rebuild myself to come alive. It all makes sense now, now that the lights out. It's a different world to me, it makes me feel down. Wait until the storm comes down, until the sleep comes and makes it all